Last year, I went over a review of Gravity Falls and called it a potential 7. Well, now the time has come. Is it a 7? Let's find out. Hello, and welcome to this part of the pond, where it's the Bullfrog and the one, the only Newt. Face reveal at 100,000 subscribers. Come on, people, you'll want to see that face. You'll want to see that face. And also the subscribers as well. Gravity Falls, 7. Well, is it a 7? Well, most importantly, why do I do 7s? Here's the reason why. Let's put this into definition. What is a 7? Because reason why I do this in this long pause is because right after we get out of the theater, we're going, oh, that's a 4, that's 2 thumbs up, that's an 8, whatever. And then after a year, we sit down and watch that show again, and we're going, man, I was riding that high a little too high. This is not as good as I thought it was. Avatar, James Cameron. I had a cough there. There was something, a Cameron in my chest. But there's that, and we have to go, give it that pause, give it that year where I can watch it again and see it over and over again, like a good show and movie needs to be, to see if it does deserve the high number, this case a 7. And what makes a 7 a 7? This definition is rewatchable. I could watch this over and over again and not get sick of it. It's almost a yearly thing almost. Like the original Star Wars, that's rewatchable. The Godfathers 1 and 2. I don't know of the other one. It doesn't exist. The Lord of the Rings, they are all rewatchable. They're all really well done. But also, there's a chance of a deep dive where you could do one movie, one series or more, but at least one for sure, going into an epic deep dive into. I mean, Star Wars, the original ones, Darth Vader, the Force, Yoda, deep dive, people, that spells it out perfectly. Or The Godfather with, not only it's rewatchable, but you can study the psychology of their characters and why they made that choice. Why did they do this? That is a deep dive to go into. And also Lord of the Rings, which there's a ton you could deep dive into, both book and film. Face it, people. Tolkien is almost untouchable. You're big, man. And your movies, Jackson's best. They're all good. They're all good. And there's a certain magic to it. I mean, it's almost, there's a certain magic of you want to pass down this to your child. It sounds silly, but there's videos of parents recording children's reactions. Famously is Star Wars, but yet the shock factor of The Godfather, once your son is or daughter is old enough for that, I'm going to sit you down and watch this. That car gets pulled up full of bullets. Leave the gun. Take the cannoli. I mean, that shows, that quote, that moment shows the averageness of it. We just pumped this guy full of lead. Give me his food. I'm hungry. Wow, that is depth. That is rewatchable, but also that scene is also a moment to pass down. And Lord of the Rings, oh my gosh, that whole series is an experience to pass down. From the lore of the ring and that weight of misery and how Frodo goes down through it and to the end, the shock factor there to record your children's reaction to. Let alone Shelob. I love that spider. But those show what a 7 is. And I'm putting Gravity Falls with them? Yes. Yes, I am. Because comparing those to Gravity Falls is comparing an apple to a mango. They're both fruit, but there's different fruits. This is more a different flavor, a different tone, a different theme, but yet it is still delicious. When you take a bite, this is a really good apple. That's really good. That's what Gravity Falls is. Is it gonna have that flavor? Is it gonna be up there? Yes, it's a different subject, but yet it's still on that same level. The show is Dipper, Mabel, spending the entire summer with their great Uncle Stan. I love that guy. And the wealthy cast that they have, and the beat, the jokes, they're all good, but the real reason you're watching the show is characters, mystery, the shock factor, plot twists, villains, and the biggest cream that this show has, the magic of darkness. Is it rewatchable? That's what the mystery is there for. That is what these guys constructed to do. You leave a clue right here while the show is going. And at the end of the episode, where the credits are going down, you see a series of numbers. Okay, son, let's go find that clue in the episode. Hit pause. There it is, son. Wait, at the end. All right, those numbers. Let's try to figure out how this works. Let's solve the code. That inspires rewatchability. Episode 7, Time Traveler's Pig. After that episode, you want to rewatch it again. After season 2 with Northwest Manor, after the end of that, wait a minute, you have to rewatch the whole series again. That season at least, trying to find those characters. And once you're done with the whole show and you rewatch it, not only there's clues for the mystery, there's clues about this character. Oh my gosh, that's rewatchable. Magic, rewatchability, boom, boom. Okay, this is looking good. Let's try deep dive. Does it have that depth? That's luring you in. But what's the psychology? What's there to go into a deep dive on? I give you the character. Sorry, people, if you don't want spoilers, go to this time card. So spoiler warning now. Is the character study of Stan Pines. Stanford, or aka Stan Lee Pines. Seeing Grunkle Stan, when you first see him, you're thinking he's a total jerk. But when on the rewatch, you get to know there's actually clues that builds you up to who he is, but also you learn about his character. How that crotchety old man is probably the main character this entire time. Not Mabel and not Dipper. It's actually Great Uncle Stanley. He's the main character. And when you watch it a third time, yes, I've seen it 4 times. I wanted to make sure I can deliver this to you. But seeing that character and seeing his personality and how it goes, you're going, oh my gosh. You could really go into the lore of not just Gravity Falls, but Stanley. And the hidden nuggets that they have until you get to Tale of Two Stans. And you realize all those hidden nuggets actually built to something. Even something stupid as hot Belgian waffles. Actually, it plays an importance. So, I mean, that character analysis alone says there is a chance that this is part of the 7 formula. The way you can go into is the character depth charges of Soos and Mabel. Mabel is very much like the girl from the middle. What is her name? Sue. Mabel is what Sue needed to be. Sue I find annoying. The optimism, the unbreakability. All right. You're not real. I know that, but I find Mabel more real than Sue. Because when she gets hurt, she does get hurt. And that shifts the tone. It's like, here's this moment where the depth charge is light and fun, but when Mabel hits a low point, you feel it. That is good. That is a source to go into. That is something you can go, Mabel's personality, and go into that. And again, Soos. He is Mabel on steroids, people. When he hits those low moments, it's not just, he has two shifts. There's a low moment where someone attacks him as a personality. You're going, oh yeah? But when you learn about Soos and his deeper moments, those are a nuclear blast. I mean, you see it in, dang it, I really need to do my homework. Newt episode. But this episode right here, where you learn the party dude. Hey dudes, what's going on? Yeah, this is your one and only handy repairman, Soos. My wisdom is also a curse. Hates his birthday. What? That is something different from the comic relief character. And something so personal. Why would a guy like that hate their birthday? According to that personality, birthdays is something that they love. But when he has his birthday, I don't like it, dudes. I don't like it. No. Why? That is a depth charge that is astronomical. And the second big episode, I feel like that just drops a bomb and you go, I need to recover. And people ignore it. People ignore the line. And I can't help but go, why? That is a level of darkness that's not magical. It is brutal and mean. Where Soos and the real girl, that's the episode's name. And this digital character he dates, and he finally meets a real woman, and she finds out and gets jealous. She hunts him down and says, Soos, no real woman will ever love you. This girl, after today, you think she will love you? No. I'm the only one for you, Soos. Oh. This is meant for kids? Ay, 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 ay. What kid show does that? That is a cruel villain. And everyone in the fan base ignores it. They sympathize with Giffany. They love that character. They build her up to be beautiful. They build her up to go, hey, she's not that bad. When they ignore that line, they just want to ignore the fact that someone that mean can do something like that to Soos. That is something weird. Not just weird like you guys are weird, but weird on the lines of they will ignore that horrible, horrible line just to make themselves say, hey, that was a good episode, when really, we'll put ourselves in denial. That line didn't happen. That is harsh. And it's to Soos. Hey, dudes. Hey, dudes. That is brutal. That is a character, a deep dive that is so unnatural you don't want to go into. Hence the reason why it's so ignored. Dang, I just need to feel uplifting now after that. This is a kid's show! And I need to pick me up from a kid's show line. So, Gravity Falls shows that has all of that. And the depth can go even longer with its villains, mainly Bill Cipher, the character's personality, the level of presence he has. You don't meet him until the third episode at the end of season 1. You don't meet him till then. But when you rewatch the show over and over again, you see his presence the entire time. Wow. And then the second season with Bill Cipher, there's so much to dive into with that character. I mean, that is what makes Gravity Falls so unique. You have what the show is you could have a mermaid trapped in a pool, has a Spanish accent, and he's, oh dear Mabel, oh the woes that I have, that I can't leave the pool. To Northwest Manor's haunting. That image alone says something wrong, people. And this is on pause. kids. This is a level of dark that is magical. Call me cruel or weird to say that, but that, what you just watched, just explains it. Taxidermist animals bleeding from their eyes and mouths. That skeleton coming out of the fireplace. And then him growing skin, the axe in his head. And when you see how he got it, wow, people, this is Gravity Falls. Parents, I think you may want to watch this. Yes! That is darkness at its magic. That is what it is. And Gravity Falls pounces on it when it wants to. And it's not just that episode, though that episode is very famous. And look at that. Tell me it's not true. It does that once in a while. And when it does, they hit the ball out of the park. It gets struck by lightning, and the ball falls and hits, and it goes, wow, it's not only out of the park, it's right on the president's doorstep. He's looking at a ball burning in fire, goes, what the heck did just happen here? This is epic. This is huge. What did I just witness? There is so much in this show. And you see this praise, does it have some low moments? Other than the personal ones that hit you so low you can't help but go, ow, I'm sorry. That hurt really bad. Ow. That probably solidifies the fact that, face it, people, Gravity Falls, rewatchable, magic, deep diveable. You can't help but go, it deserves it. This is a 7. This is on the levels of Avatar: Last Airbender, the levels of the Batman, the animated series from the 90s. The show has that depth, has that presence to stand with those giants of 7s for animated kids. All these apples. And Gravity Falls. That's a good apple. That's a 7. Well, woo, this has been a long one, but this is to prove if Gravity Falls is a 7 or not. And it is. So until next week, it's the Bullfrog and the Newt signing out.